Now, if you guys have been following my live streams or my YouTube videos or whatever it may be, you may have heard every now and again I talk about if they release that unit, they will be a must summon. A unit so powerful that if released during the Ascended era, will literally reign for the entirety of the Ascended era. And you may be like, OP, who is that unit though? Who is the character that you keep talking about? This character didn't really have a face or a name yet or anything, but it was a character that would be similar to that of Haruto, someone that's able to arch and also heal the team while providing some type of damage buff or something like that. That would be what everyone would want, and everyone would go for that unit because they're used literally everywhere. Even now, a character like Haruto is still used years later after his release just because of how much value his kit brings to a team. And ladies and gentlemen, they finally released that unit on Grand Summoners JP. However, they are kind of how do I want to put it? Like, they're good, but they're not really hitting like I thought they would. And the character that I'm talking about is none other than Valentine's Day Lisa. Or I guess you could also call her Earth Lisa because she is an Earth unit. I mean, artwork as always, top notch, right? They've been killing it with the artwork recently when it comes to any kind of like Ascended unit. But when you get to the actual kit, well, let's take a look. We have a skill that's able to buff up your own arc gauge by 6 per second for 10 seconds. Very strong. You get a total of 60 arts with that. With the art, you're able to cure everybody's stats elements except faint, and you decrease the enemy's magic res by 30%. True art is where this healing and arch gen comes into play. You are able to buff up everybody's arc gauge by 50, and then for 10 seconds, you heal all allies' HP by 10% per second. The healing per second on that, very, very short timer, only 10 seconds. But if we break it down, this is giving you 50 art gauge technically within a 10-second period, right? And a character like Haruto gives 5 arts per second if you're not including human allies, which they give 7, which would equate to 65 arts gen. So this true art is giving you 15 less than that of Haruto's true art, which doesn't seem too bad. It does get pretty bad though if you factor in Haruto's 7 arts per second that he gives to human allies, because then that 65 art gauge that he gives to everyone now becomes 91 art gauge, which means that's a 41 arts difference between these two characters. But she also has a super art with a really high multiplier, 180,000, also buffing up everyone's damage by 100%. If you're a god, you get 200% damage instead. Characters that would really love this kind of buff, I guess, would be Star God Lisa. Since this Lisa can give Star God Lisa 200% damage buff, Star God Lisa gives this Lisa possibly a 300% magic damage buff with her super art, and I mean, you could see some pretty crazy damage numbers. It's going to be really wild if we have Mono Lisa as a new thing in GS. That's like the new team going around. Maybe this is hinting that, there's going to be more god characters to come because it definitely need it. They've been releasing non-stop humans and demons. We need some gods. We need some giants. We need some spirits. Let's get the ball rolling on these other races, man. As for abilities, nothing really sticks out to me apart from like when you're near death, you get 20% DR. I mean, I guess that's cool. And then if this unit is the leader, you buff up everybody's heal recovery, so they're gonna actually be able to heal more from your true art. So yeah, all in all, this character I'm kind of like 50-50 on in terms of how good she is and if she is a must pull or not. From a supporting standpoint, she seems pretty freaking good. This is still a lot of team play and allows her to pretty much be put into any team comp, even if they're not magic damage dealers. It's gonna be really interesting to see how people feel about this character, because if she's like the second archgener on a team, you could technically rock out with like her, War God Finn, Sagiri, and then if you want to throw Haruto on there, and then that's a really strong Earth team. Or if you're looking at something like outside of just all Ascended characters, you could use her, BF Emperor, Star God, and like whoever else for that final slot and just do crazy amounts of work. One thing that is really cool is that since she is a burst archgener, she doesn't have to worry about archgen typing, so she can work with literally everybody. I'm a little bit mixed on this character. I think that she seems to be really strong, but that burst archgen, I'm not for sure how I feel about it when it comes to sustain teams and everything. If you have another archgener on the team, it'll probably be fine, but if you're using her as the solo support, that's where I think it gets a little bit dicey. Either way though, fam, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for coming out. Tell me down below what you guys think about this Lisa. You liking her? You don't? Think she's trash? Think she's mid? Let me know all that type of stuff down below in the comment section. We also are getting a new Valentine's Sistina. She'll be the next character coming out, which I think she drops like next week, if I'm not mistaken, or the week after. So we'll definitely be covering all of her info whenever she comes out too. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you all again for hanging out. It's been your boy P, and last but not least, you guys already know, don't forget to drink water.